Today's video is brought to you by Surfshark, but more on that in a minute.
How are you possibly supposed to breathe or survive that sequence of songs? Like, you can't. You physically cannot. Hi guys, welcome back to Lex Listens. If you're new here, my name is Alexa. Welcome back. Today I'm here to do a fun video. This is one that I've been promising for a while, and I'm about to do a bunch of them in the month of July. I've been a concert girl lately. I'm in my concert era, I guess. I'll give you a little history first before we get into this video. But my first concert ever was in November. I went to see Blackpink, and I realized how much I loved seeing artists live, how exhilarating it was. Even though I was incredibly sick at that concert, I had so much fun. So when Agust posted that he had a world tour coming, he was coming to Chicago, Illinois, I knew it was time for me to go to my second ever concert, which was the Agust Suga concert in Illinois. So that is what today's video is about, but there will be two more videos coming up this month. One for Taylor Swift, which I went to see her Eras tour in Nashville, Tennessee, and also for Mamamoo, I went to see them in Chicago just a couple of weeks ago. So I'm very excited to show you guys all of this series. Essentially, I did one video for Blackpink when I saw them in November, and it's basically the idea of my experience at this concert, my favorite moments, things that I liked and disliked, and just kind of like the idea of it is like, was this worth it for me? Like, how would I rate it? Is it worth it to go out of your way to go to this concert? That's the idea of this series. So I'm kind of going to go step by step, if that makes sense, and talk about my experience just as a whole. So I decided to get to the concert about an hour or two early. The concert was in Rosemont, Illinois at the Rosemont Center. I don't even know what you call it. It's an arena type thing. Venue in Rosemont, Illinois, and I got there. It was actually really easy. Parking was not that expensive. It was like $20, and I got to park right up front. Super easy. The thing that came after the parking though was that we had to stand in line, and the line was astronomical. Like, I will insert videos as I talk throughout this video, but the line was astronomical to get in the door. Understandably so. I feel like everyone arrived all at once, and I arrived right as the gates were kind of just opened. So the line was insane to get in, but luckily I got in the right gate. The crowds in the venue were insane. I will say, I'm going to start off with a complaint, so I'm sorry, but that venue was not big enough for Suga of BTS. Like, that venue should have never happened. Like, I just don't understand why they chose such a small venue to host Suga. I know that he could have filled literally an arena. And that was probably my biggest complaint of the entire concert was that. And I don't want to start off complaining, and it still was fine, but we were packed in there like sardines. The concession stands were not in ideal places. The merch was sold out almost immediately, even though I was there pretty early. Like, the venue itself, I feel like, was not prepared for the mass amount of people that came into the concert, unfortunately. And because of it, it was just like insanity. Like, finding my seat was really difficult. It just was not a good experience, like, right off the bat. On top of it, I got to my seat. I located my seat finally, figured out where it was. I was pretty high, like pretty far back, but I had a really clear view of the stage. The one benefit of not having a large arena was that it was super close to the stage. Even though I was super far back, like in one of the back rows, I still had like a crystal clear view of the entire stage, the entire walkway. All of the little things on the stage were just so clear. I felt like I was up close and personal, which to me, I felt like made up for the fact that the venue was too small and like we were crowded in there. It definitely made up that I was like, wow, I can see Yoongi very clearly. That was very cool. Also, like right before he came on, I knew I had about like 30 or 45 minutes by the time I had reached my seat before the first VCR would start. and I was dying of thirst. I should have stopped at a gas station or something and gotten water and then drank it on my way up, but I didn't. And so when I got into the concert, I finally like made my way through. I got to my seat and I was like, if I do not have water, I will not make it through this concert. So I decided to go run to the concession stand really quick. I figured I had 45 minutes, it would be fine. And this is where I come back to my complaint about the venue. I stood in line for over 45 minutes because by the time the first VCR was playing and Hagum was coming on, I was still in line for the water. And I was at some points I almost turned around, but my throat was so dry. I was just over being really sick. I really, really needed water. So unfortunately, I waited in line. I did get to see the whole first VCR. It was just like from a weird angle because I was standing by the concession stand, but I still had a visual on it, so it was kind of okay. And then, yeah, I made it back to my seat shortly after. I got to see most of Hagum in my seat. And now, kind of getting into the concert itself, it was so good. I had such a great experience with the concert itself. First of all, I don't even know where to start, but let me just talk about the fact that being surrounded by an army was a really cool experience, something that I haven't experienced before, obviously, because I've never been to a BTS concert. But it was really cool because it probably was like the loudest crowd I had ever. And the fact that it was in Korean a lot of the time and people were just screaming their heads off. The fact that it was also like mostly in Korean and still so loud. Incredible. I just want to say that off the bat. Like, I will try to insert some videos that like show how loud the crowd was, but really it was so good. And before I keep going, just so you guys know, I have an entire concert vlog up that you can watch, like a literal entire vlog. But anyways, now I'm gonna get into some of my favorite songs and performances of the entire night. But I do want to mention that today we have a video sponsor. Thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. And now a word about Surfshark.
If you are on the internet, like literally right now, you are watching my video, so I know you're on the internet, then you need a VPN. A VPN is a virtual private network that keeps you safe and private online. It allows you to have peace of mind and stay safe from anyone who might try to get into your network. If you ever travel or use public Wi-Fi on your devices, especially, then you need Surfshark. Another really cool feature is that it can also change your virtual location. So if you are on vacation in Paris, but you want to watch Netflix from home, just change your VPN location and don't miss out on your at-home comforts. If you are interested in Surfshark, I have a really cool code down below to get you a free Surfshark account for 3 whole months. That's right, free for 3 months, plus 83% off. To sign up now, click in the description box below and follow the link. And now back to today's video.
Okay, now back to the actual concert. First of all, the VCRs throughout the entire concert were genius. I thought they were so good. It kind of was this concept of Agust versus Suga, like alter egos type situation. It was really cool. I just want to say also that the opening of Hagum and then Dashita was chef's kiss. Like, those were, like, especially Dashita was one of the songs that I was looking forward to the most out of the entire night, and I was just so happy to be able to like hear it right off the bat. Like, I feel like the energy for both Hagum and Dashita was out of this world, because not only was it like the first time we were seeing him, but then also it was kind of like some of the most hype songs that Agust has. So it was just like an unreal kind of out of body experience, especially like hearing like the fast part in Dashita where it's like like, you know what I mean, that part. Oh, so good. I also really appreciated that Agust really put a lot of effort into speaking in English a lot of the time. He didn't speak in English like every single time that he talked or whatever, but he did most of the time, which I kind of was surprised about. His English was very good. He introduced himself. He talked a lot in English. It was very, very like wholesome to me that he put that effort in to communicate with us in that way. Towards the end, he did speak in a lot more Korean, but I really do think that he put a lot of effort into speaking in English, which I thought was very, very sweet. It's kind of hard to break it down. I'll let you guys know what my favorite song is. Like, it's about halfway through here. But I will say that it was kind of like in sections, like between like VCRs and just concepts in general. The first section was kind of like the intro section. He did like Hegam, Dashita, Agust, Give It To Me, like a lot of really hype songs. And then there was the introduction. One of my favorite, I'm going to say this over and over, but one of my favorite moments was when he did Seesaw acoustically. I mean, Seesaw was always a good song for me, but I would leave it at that. Like, it was just good to me. Like, it wasn't one of my favorites or anything. But for some reason, hearing it acoustically on guitar, specifically the way he was playing it and everything, just made me love it out of nowhere. Like, I did not expect to love that version of it, but I really grew to love like that acoustic moment in the middle of the concert after having such like a hype beginning and then breaking it down acoustically with Seesaw. I would really say that Seesaw, I would love to have the acoustic version on my Spotify. Like, if that was a possibility, I would definitely be listening to it nonstop because the acoustic version just brought it up a notch for me. Another one of my favorite moments was when he sang People. I had recently discovered People. As you guys might know, I basically binge listened on my Patreon. It's all posted, but I binge listened to all of his previous works as Agust before the concert, and People was one of those ones that I really, really loved. And hearing it live kind of made me emotional. It has one of those vibes that you can't explain. And I'm sure you guys know, if you've heard it, of course, that it just is really special. And hearing it live was like almost like an emotional thing for me, even though I'd only just heard it, because it just touched something. I mean, it's kind of just one of those songs that I feel like for some reason when you hear it, it like resonates in you. And it was just really a sweet moment to hear that live. And now I'm going to talk about my favorite song and then my favorite basically moment of the concert as well. They're two separate things. My favorite song to hear live was Burn It. As I said, I had to listen to all of his previous works in order to catch up for the concert. And when I heard Burn It, I was like, ooh, I like this. But I became obsessed with Burn It. Burn It is like my favorite Agust song. It used to be Dashita, but now it's definitely Burn It. And I'm a Burn It like stan. I would listen to Burn It every day, all day. And so hearing it live and also the crowd during Burn It was insane. Like, yeah, burn it. Like, it was insane. I cannot even explain to you. It was my favorite song. It was my favorite performance. The crowd, the vibes were immaculate. And then to follow it up with one of the like craziest sequence of songs that I've ever heard. I have it written down here, so I'm going to look at it. Just imagine you're in this situation. If you've never been to the concert, imagine this. First, Interlude Shadow, BTS Cypher Part 3, Cypher 4, Ugh, Dang, and then How are you possibly supposed to breathe or survive that sequence of songs? Like, you can't. You physically cannot. And Interlude Shadow has been one of my favorite songs ever. But then you have the ciphers, then you have Ugh, then you have Dang, like, and like, absolutely not. The best moment of the concert, hands down. Like it just can't be explained. It was so good. And I feel like also like Burn It was one of my favorite songs, and then there was kind of like another VCR, and then he came out with Interlude Shadow. So like the energy from Burn It was already like really high. And then just to come out with like that sequence of songs, it was just like, you don't have a second to breathe. They're just like back to back to back to back to back. Insane. So much fun. I had like the best time. I felt like I was like in like shock mode, especially like when Ugh came on, because that's one of my all-time favorite songs. You know how big of a fan I am of Ugh, if you know me. So it was just such a good time. I really liked it. Another one of my favorite songs that I wanted to mention was Amygdala. He also played that, and that song if you saw my reaction to Amygdala music video, I feel like I really liked the song off the first listen, but seeing the music video and seeing how much it meant to him and realizing the parallels that I felt in myself as well made me really attached to Amygdala. And when I heard it live, it was also kind of emotional because I just really have attached myself to that song as well and really, really love it. So yeah, that was amazing as well. And then that's pretty much the entire concert. I feel like a lot of my concerts that I've been to, like I guess half of my concerts have been for groups. So these videos that have like a group, I could easily like talk about each member. But with this song or with this concert, it's just Agust D. Like he did so well. Incredible live, incredible stage presence, spoke in English a lot, which I thoroughly appreciated because I know that's not his first language at all. Made jokes, had fun. He was like around the stage. He had so many different like side stages set up. He played piano, played guitar. He like had this like little TV set stage type thing. I really just feel like there was a lot of thought and effort put into this world tour, and I just really, really appreciated every second of it. And it made me realize like I was kind of like losing my mind thinking like I just saw Min Yoongi with my own two eyeballs. And I'm like, I will not survive a BTS concert. Like that is a fact. I will not survive. And so now I'm just looking forward to that one day in 2025 when they're all back together, when they all go on tour again one day, and I want to be there and I want to get really, really, really good seats because this experience just made me realize how excited I am for the future, that experience. And it really is crazy to think about. And I really just thoroughly enjoyed myself, despite the venue issues at the beginning and whatever. That's a small minor complaint in the fact that it was an amazing experience, an amazing concert. I had the time of my life, one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And I can't wait to experience something like that again because that was just so much fun. That is all I have for you guys today though. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions about my experience or thoughts and I will answer them as much as I can in the comments below. I really just want to end this video by saying I had such an amazing time. I thought the armies in the crowd were amazing. The signs that were shown during the show, like it just was a really, really good, fun experience. And to be a part of a crowd that was just so like loud and unified and literally every single row, every single seat, standing, jumping, singing, like it was just the ultimate experience. I could not be more grateful to be in that Chicago crowd. It was just good. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, I will link my vlog at the end of this video. Definitely go watch the concert vlog because it was like the best experience. I had so much fun. That's all guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm actually leaving this time. Bye.